Designated hitter, yes or no? How about interleague play? Should the pitcher only be allowed a set number of seconds in between pitches? Debate has always been a part of baseball, and I mean always.
Baseball started about in the 1840s. Kind of a lot of arguments about when the first baseball game was and who started it and all that kind of thing.
Bradley Shaw, also known as Brooklyn, founded the Flemington Neshannock team. He worked in software for years but was a history and education major. While doing research, he says he found out baseball has roots in European games like rounders and four-old cat.
There was a nationalistic feeling around 1900, and they were trying to prove that baseball had nothing to do with the English game of rounders. Nothing to do with it at all. So baseball was strictly a modern American invention. So what Albert Spalding did was he basically concocted a story with Abner Doubleday in 1846 to make sure that it was an American general who was a hero at Gettysburg that was the one who invented the game. The only problem is that Doubleday, who was a prolific writer, never mentioned baseball at all. He was not in Cooperstown in 1846. In 1839, when he invented the game, he was in West Point. And the story was just to please all the people that thought that baseball was an American creation. But really, Abner Doubleday had nothing to do with baseball. Baseball was not invented. Baseball evolved. And I think the expression was that Chadwick said back then was that baseball had no mother and no father, it just grew.
While Little League All-Star tournaments are being held around the state and Joe Maddon's Cubs are trying to repeat as World Series champions, a group of teams gathered at Eckley Miners Village to remind us of how the game has evolved and that even over 100 years ago, we had the urge to play ball.
The same thing happened for coal miners as did in the Civil War. Remember, what are the Civil War people doing? They're fighting most of the time, but they have a lot of downtime. Well, what are they doing in their downtime? They're playing baseball. What are coal miners doing in their downtime? They're playing baseball.
Eckley was founded in the 1850s and had 3 baseball teams. The oldest was the Eckley Reds. The rules they played by would have been similar to the rules being used in this game between the Keystone Baseball Club of Harrisburg and Flemington Neshannock on this day in 2017. Doug Pendergast, also known as Pops, founded the Keystone Baseball Club of Harrisburg.
You should just pick up on some of the nuances of the game from modern game. Like I said, you can catch the ball with on one hop for an out anywhere on the field, 3 balls and 3 strikes, no foul balls. The pitcher pitches underhand from 45 feet. And just some of the little nuances. The best thing is there's no routine play in this game because there's no gloves, but it's just a lot of fun and it's just gentlemanly, good time around the game of baseball.
From the Eckley Reds of the 1800s to Eckley Patchtown days in 2017, from the 1908 Chicago Cubs to the 2016 Chicago Cubs, and from sea to shining sea, baseball remains an important part of our national identity.